Hello everybody, welcome to another Zabbix video. This time I will talk about HTTP agent item. It's an item to be able to pick up data which is hosted somewhere over the web, and this time my use case will be using PlayStation 3 and pick up data about temperature, CPU temperature, RSX temperature, and in the same time, like what is the speed of the fan. Actually, the hardware is able to control the fan dynamically. If you play a game which is requiring more power, like the CPU will get louder and more efficient to cool down the heatsink and everything. And yeah, I will like go in detail about the thought process and pick up where exactly we are picking up the data. Let's start. And here I'm using a mod called Webman. Like, it's a software which can be installed on a PlayStation 3 which is running a custom firmware, not possible on the retail version of the PlayStation. And inside the Webman there is already the stats is there. And what I'm doing here, I'm using my workstation. First of all, the console is connected to the network, wired network, very reliable connectivity. And then if you did do the install, the Webman is running, and it's actually running a web server. And then all we need to do is knowing the IP address of PlayStation, and then you can enter using your workstation, or at the end of the day, we will use Zabbix proxy. So the proxy is reaching out to the IP address and fetching an HTML page, and then doing the rest, extracting the stuff. Okay, so we need to know the URL, what kind of URL I need to fetch. And if on the right side, if I click here on the CPU, the stats are here. And if we do the with the source, if I search something like CPU : I see some temperature stats already, 67 degrees Celsius, RSX also 55. And yeah, this is a great start, but we cannot know is this server side rendered or client side rendered. And before we jump into the Zabbix, it could be a clever idea that we need to test with the curl utility to see if the curl is able to recognize these guys inside the HTML. And to do that, we need URL. Here I will click again, files here, click here, okay, and copy the URL, copy, opening the terminal. So this is proxy server of mine which runs in the home network. And if I do the curl, fetch the page, enter, some HTML is there. And we can we should do if you have something else, the use case is different, but still something is served over HTTP, we can grab using regular expression the lowercase o to print only the matching stuff, and I can search CPU and then dots for any character, enter, and then I can see it's able to find that stuff. So this is enough indication that page is rendered server side, and we can start to think about integrating with Zabbix to pick up those stats and have a template about that. Okay, let's start to involve Zabbix here into the play. Creating a host object, I will call it PlayStation 3, and the groups will be console. Click interface. The interface is not required, mandatory, but I will use that to pass the IP address. Let's say if I have 100 of consoles in the home, then this should be clever to have one template to read the IP address of the host, so I can blindly link same template for every host. Okay, that's everything here so far. The proxy, let's select my proxy. Click and add. Okay, so the HTTP item, create item, HTTP, here we go, and then I can say like HTTP, and here the built-in macro, which is called host.con, which is reading actually what is inside the host interface. That IP address I just made a few seconds ago, it's reading behind this guy, so this is useful if you think about template, then it will be very beneficial. And now here the final thing is to get the URL. This is the URL, copy, and putting it over here, paste, and that's it, like hitting the text. Sorry, it's over here, click, and the item key will be like that. It does not matter. Name also not matters too much. And I can test right away since I am not in the template level. Test, and so the proxy is this, and the host.host will expand to this. Click the button, and will it receive text or the same output as in my bash terminal? And seems like yes, like if I scroll down, maybe I can spot those CPU stuff right away. Not able to see directly, but yeah, here you go. Like this is like gold. Like if you see, so far you see the data you want to save inside the Zabbix using the test button, that's gold. Like we have full hope, and not only hope, like it's possible we will be able to like reach the finish line with good success. Okay. I will copy actually this guy to the notepad or something, like for simulation. Copy, click, and paste. So HTML file. And the next step would be like, yeah, this is the raw input. Let's cancel here. And yeah, the update frequency will be quite aggressive. I want to read the temperature stats very frequently. Let's set it like every 6 seconds. Also the timeout, like I don't want to bother my console. Like if it cannot succeed in 1 second, like let's fail. The priority is play the game, not to monitor the console. And yeah, it must be able. And as far as we use wired connection, I have a great success. Like every sample is picked up in less than 1 second. Okay. So this will pick up the text. In long run, of course, we don't want to save the history. Here, this one, this would be the final setup. But right now, in the level of designing the template, we are like storing the textual data. Add. Okay, and it will start to fetch very soon. While it's thinking about fetching, I will create dependent item. Click create dependent item. This will be called like RSX. Temperature, click, and the temperature is, I think, like decimal number. And in the pre-processing, so going here, going back to the source code, like where is those readings? Like we see here, RSX is here. I can kind of copy this guy, like 3 characters, colon, 1 space, and put it over here. And then use the regex, like please extract all the digits which happens after that, and it's not actually it's not decimal value. And let's test if it works here. Extracting the group 1. I will use my notepad as an input, and put here simulation right away, like putting the source code of HTML. Apply, click. And voila, yeah, it is able to extract exactly the digits after the pattern RSX, like so easy. Add, and let's clone let's take the existing one, like to save the logic, clone. The other one will be called CPU, and pre-processing. Let's view the source code. It's very, very similar. Did I use CPU previously? Maybe. Okay, since yeah, I have selected this one, probably I did use 55 was correct. Okay, CPU, so that will be the pattern to target. It's the cloned one, that's good. Click, test all, putting the HTML code inside the field. Click, and apply, test. It has to be 60 something. It is awesome. So CPU metric is also there. Add and another number, useful number we can pick up here. It is called like fan speed. It's quite an exciting metric, 27%. And let's click clone again. Clone. If I search here speed something, I see multiple metrics are there. And I think I failed actually previously. Let's try to fail together. Speed and speed. So this is a clone. Click, and I will take like the pattern fan speed, and let's try like with the spaces 1, 2 spaces, and I think it was not working as well. Let's click the button, copying the source from original, click, apply, test. It works right now. I think it will fail later because I'm still using clipboard in the middle. I will leave it as yeah, actually let's try to add it here, and I think the data should come by now. So what I will do, I will open another tab, search for PlayStation 3, click, visit the latest data, and we see, oh, it works very nicely. Yeah, all the data is there. More professionally would be put the units, opening the item. The units is C here, update. For this one, this is also C, and the speed is percentage. Item over here, update. And almost the last step could be create a graph on the host level, creating a graph, click, and selecting the data, like all the ones which is representing the temperature, I'm selecting first, and for the speed, it will use the right side. Actually, I would like the temperature to be red, but yeah, it does not matter too much at this phase. So yeah, temp and fan speed, something like that. Add. Okay, and observing here, like PlayStation, and going to the graphs, click, and filtering out the very recent moments. Like it works. Like on the left side, it is picking up some temperature for CPU and RSX, and on the right side, it's the speed of this fan. Right now, I will switch actually to my final design. Like this was purely for entertainment. How easy it is to like to start from scratch, and the final design is it's extracting the game, which game is actually loaded as an ISO. If we click over, if we open that same page, like at the very bottom, I have like here dev HTT0 PS3 ISO, Metal Gear Solid, and ISO, and this is also read by that same check. And the way how it does it is reading something like this, and if we open, almost like if we would select this dude, put in the regex over here, and I would copy this pattern. So practically it's looking for the keyword which starts with the mount, and then like extracting the string. It's extracting the full path, and then using either same item or another item, we can extract exactly like the name of the title. And then the most beautiful part is that hooking up that like title of the game and creating the trigger in the very moment like that item is receiving the data about which ISO is loaded into the program, it will kind of like generate a problem. Like problem will be called you are playing this game, which is like silly in a way. But what it gives us, if we have a problem, it gives us a possibility to like load the problem on the graph. Inside the modern dashboard widget, there is a tab here, problems, and let's shrink the font size, and I'm targeting the problem. I'm targeting the tag playing, and this template is having like 3 data points, or actually 4 data points, which is really saved in the database. And I will just show the final outcome. Final outcome is this. If we visit the dashboard and filter out like last 2 days, I can see like something happens. Like here we can zoom out, do the mouse over, and we see like all the stats, like temperature for RSX, temperature for CPU, and what is the speed of the fan. And that red line at the bottom, it's the name of the problem, this boldness. If I do the mouse over, and like the answer is the game which was played is called Rock Band. If we filter out again these now it's not enjoyable anymore. The last one here, which is running in the last 15 minutes while recording this video, click, and Metal Gear Solid HD Collection. So it's like different games require different CPU power, different fan speed, and it's like a way to like save the stats in the database and to be happy. Okay, that is everything for this video. If you own like a PlayStation 3 console, there is one disappointment here, that it cannot save the PS2 like progress. PlayStation 3 console can play PS2 games, but it's like completely disconnecting the web server, so it will not be able to save any stats. Only for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 1 games it will record like how hot is the CPU and RSX and what is the speed of the fan. That's everything for this video. The template is also in the video description. If you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up, and thanks for watching.